duty rates, about the issue of custom duties. There's a very brilliant editorial from the Daily Trust newspaper on the issue of the custom duties. The report is that in February alone, we're still in February, Matthew Okodwa, custom duty has risen by about 5 times. In just a space of 1 month. So we'll look at that editorial and then we'll see what we can make of that particular one. But Matthew Okodwa, again, the federal government 2 weeks after President Bola Ahmed Tinubu directed the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security to release 42,000 metric tons of maize, millet, and other commodities from the National Strategic Reserve to Nigerians for free. The items are yet to be distributed. People are asking, do we have any reserve really? What's going on? What do you think about this? Why are we having this delay?
Yes, I don't want to believe that we don't have. There is. That's why the president made that pronouncement. For me, the 2 weeks delay is not unusual in civil service. Because, civil service is, we call it red tapeism, bureaucracy. Now, nobody who's in charge of the grain reserve will release the grains without a paper from supervising authority. And supervising authority is not going to release grain without paper from the Mr. President. So it will take time for Mr. President to put that what he said on paper, pass it to the permanent secretary or whoever, then to the director general, then to those who are on ground. So 2 weeks for me, as far as it is public service or civil service, it's not too late at all. Because they just have to go through the process. That is bureaucracy. That's what it's all about.
But Matthew Okodwa, hunger does not know bureaucracy. This is 2 weeks.
It's unfortunate that Nigeria is hungry. But at the end of the day, if things are not done properly, let me explain it to you.
All right.
Now, we have 36 states and the FCT. And now, the decision may be reached, or Mr. President just said, release grain, 42 whatever, of grain. Then, now, a decision we also have to be taken. How many measures go to Lagos? How many measures go to Kano? How many measures go to Benin or Edo State? How many measures go to Ogun State and the rest of them? Do you understand? And all these grains are not in one place. All these grain reserves are not in one place. And you cannot finish the one in, for instance, in Ogun State if there is. Okay, Ogun State has 4 kg of 400 kg of rice. You cannot finish everything there. So how many of such are we going to take from the strategic reserve in Ogun State? Now, Akwa Ibom has 400 kg of beans. We cannot just take everything to zero. How many of such are we going to take from there to make sure it's not zero? So you have to now look at where are these grains available and what quantity goes to which state and from which location will they pass to Lagos? From which location will it pass to Kano? From which location will it pass to Kwara? Do you understand? Okay. So these are the logistics that are involved in distributing items from my own as a former public servant. I'm telling that the bureaucracy is tight. For 2 weeks after that, the first thing you may even know now that I'm not sure the president has written that thing down. Nobody will take an action if it is not written.
Okay, all right. We'll continue to wait again. What we are getting from the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and even the Minister of Agriculture, Malam Abubakar Kyari, is that again they're going to be working with NEMA and there's a need for data authentication. So like you have said, a bit of bureaucracy trying to really check and check.
The check and balances.
But what the government is saying that they're going to be distributing these grains for free. Do you think that would help in any way if eventually they're able to sort themselves out, sort the bureaucracy out and the data authentication? But the idea of giving out grains for free, how far do you think that would go in helping in this situation we find ourselves?
That will be a big challenge again, not in a nation where corruption is so endemic. That free means that some people will have more than enough and other people will not have. So once this might be one of the reasons again where the delay is. Some people may be very critical. Let me say it like this. It's not everybody in government that think one way. This question you have just asked, I'm so sure that people in government who want to know how they are going to do the free distribution. They be raising questions internally. And once they raise questions, whoever is in charge will try to answer those questions, and that will be delayed. But to say free, I'm not saying it's as good as it is. It's not good enough. But you're going to have a situation where one person will have 10 kilograms, another person will not even have half kilogram. So it is the way they're going to distribute it that we mark the whole exercise.
Okay, we'll keep tabs on that. We'll continue to monitor that particular one. Hopefully something would happen, because again, there are people who are already wondering if we have anything to share, and how far that would help in this particular situation. But still on the issue of the cost of living, the hardship in the country at this time, the Nigerian Labour Congress is not minding what the DSS is saying. The DSS is warning that there are intels that, warning the president, particularly of the NLC, Jᴏɪᴜ, and what Jᴏɪᴜ is saying, that, look, you can't blackmail us into submission. We've given the 14 days ultimatum, nothing has been done. The 2 days protest would go on as planned. That's from Jᴏɪᴜ, the NLC president. So I think he has a commitment of all his members to that 2 days protest. But the TUC has issued a different statement saying they would not be a part of that 2 days protest, because in taking that decision, they were not carried along. They were not a part of that particular decision, even though they had jointly issued the 14 days ultimatum to government. Now, let's first start with the DSS saying that, look, they don't believe that this protest should happen because there are fifth columnists in the system. There are people out there who may take advantage of this protest and then, of course, descend us into a state of anarchy. What do you think about the intel or what the DSS is saying?
Just as Comrade Ajero said, I think it's a blackmail. A blackmail to make sure that the protest does not hold. Because number one, even as I'm here, I know that any protest now will be hijacked. You don't need any strike because of the cost of the protest. Everybody is hungry. Go to Ojota and said, just make a noise. You are going to see people joining you. It's not a secret intel. It's a calculated, and it's an observed intel that the tension in the land is so high that any noise people will join. So the DSS should not be asking Labour not to protest, but they should call the police or whoever to say, look, we know that this thing, not that we had an intel, we know that this thing is most probably going to be like that because everybody is hungry. So please ensure that the protesters have, how do you call it now? Protection. Let me give you an example.
All right.
IBB must go a long time ago. Do you understand it now?
I'm with you.
I was in Mushin then. There was a protester from Oyinbo to Mushin about Oshodi. You find that police, mounted troops, everybody was following the protesters. All the Agbero wanted to come out. Police prevented them from coming out from Mushin, those area boys. I think they can still do that. Because the protest will just have to happen. Nigerians have to tell the government that we are hungry. Every opportunity they have, they have always said it. So the police, the DSS should understand the mood of the moment. It's not to stop them. Stopping them will mean open another front for government. People are already angry, people are already hungry, telling them not to express their frustration again. That would be too much.
Okay.
So let them prepare for it. If they see anybody breaking into shops, anybody breaking into cars on the road, then let them arrest that person.
So Jᴏɪᴜ is still insisting, but the issue of the TUC saying that, look, decision for this 2 days protest was not a part of the plan. They were not in that conversation when that decision was taken by the NLC. Don't you think that brings to the issue of disunity amongst the leaders of the organized labor?
That can be two interpretations to that. Okay. One is ego interpretation.
Okay.
Why didn't you discuss with us? I think the labor movement should be one. If there's any disagreement with them, Osifo should not go out and say we are not going just because we are not informed. It's not enough. The season we are in, that's a lame excuse. That is the ego one. The second one might be, of course, government divide and rule. Government and labor has always been divide and rule. You may also discover that maybe the textile union may say we are not going. The traffic people may say we are not going. Other people will go. That is government strategy. It could also be as a result of government strategy to weaken labor. And three, if I may add a third one, is that these two people, NLC and TUC, they're independent people. They represent different categories of staff, categories of workers. You understand? So each person wants to impress on its constituents that we are doing it like this. So that is where the ego comes in. But I think as of now, the labor movement, the organized labor movement, to be seen as one. Osifo should shield his sword and say Ajero, but we didn't discuss it like this. Ajero will be able to explain to him why that decision was taken. Then he may reason or he may not reason, but not for the fact that we were not involved in this discussion. The big one we discussed, we agree. This small one we did not, so we are not part. No, it's not. That is not required now. They should forge ahead in unity so that Nigerians see. Maybe they don't understand. Civil servants are not the only workers in Nigeria. There are people in
the organized private sector.
In the organized private sector, there are pensioners, there are market women,
and then the informal sector is there too.
The informal sector, those women selling momo along the road, selling plantain along the road. The state of the economy is affecting this people. Everybody now looks at labor. So for me, I would advise TUC to quickly join hands with NUC, what is his name now, NLC, and get things done.
Okay.
In this, it's not riot yet. It's not fighting. It's just protest. And there's no harm in protesting and telling government that here we are.
Okay. We'll see how that goes. But there are people that think that, look, if there's any form of disunity amongst organized labor at this time, it would negatively impact on their struggle.
It doesn't tell where. It doesn't tell where on their struggle yet.
Not even at this time that they are, trying to get, maybe we should call it a living wage out of the government.
And for the people, yes.
So, okay, we'll move to the next issue because again, I want us to finish with some of these, maybe let me quote unquote non-political issues, and then focus on Edo State. Edo is interesting today. Very interesting conversations coming out of Edo State. So I really just want us to sort out the problem of cost of living and all of that. There's also something interesting that we're going to listen to, Matthew Okodua. At the plenary of the Senate yesterday, there was an interesting conversation as to the probe of the Ways and Means from the Ways and Means loan from the federal government under Godwin Emefiele's CBN. There's this conversation as to probing how that Ways and Means was utilized, and the fact that it was subject to a lot of abuse under Godwin Emefiele and the last administration. So there was an interesting session in the Senate yesterday. I have the soundbite. We have from what Senator Adams Oshiomhole said to what the Deputy Senate President said, that's Jibrin Barau, to what Senator Afolabi Salisu of Ogun Central APC said, to what Senator Victor Ume of Anambra Central, that's the Labour Party, also Senator Adamu Ailero, Kebbi Central PDP, Senate President Akpabio, and the exchange between himself and Senator Ali Ndume of Borno State, and then of course what the former the Senate President of the Ninth Senate, Senator Ahmed Lawan, also trying to clarify exactly what happened with the Ways and Means loan from the CBN, that emergency loan that's supposed to go to government. The rules are very clear, but what is being said is a bit shocking. Matthew Okodua, it's important that we also touch on that. But before we go to listening to all of these sound bites, the federal government again has said it will restart the direct disbursement of cash to 15 million households in its drive to tackle poverty. Key words there. Resumption of disbursement of cash to 15 million households in its drive to tackle poverty. This issue of cash handouts have been subject to a lot of controversies and questions. Better I do is still there hanging by the sidelines. We don't know how far the probe has gone. Now the government is saying again, in reaction, in trying to tackle poverty, they will start the disbursement. Now they are targeting 15 million households. The Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, assured Nigerians that the government is committed to reducing inflation and lifting millions of Nigerians out of poverty. 15 million households, cash disbursement. Nothing clear really for now as to what each household would get. But this idea of cash disbursements, what do you think, Matthew Okodua?
You see, I think, let me just say, it's another way of postponing public funds. Because the best thing would have been for them to come out and say, in the previous era, these houses are the people, these households are the people that benefited from us. Then we know that we interrogate with those houses, did you actually get or did you not get? So these 15 million households, it's like they are phoning, they are not identifiable. So somebody is just taking that money and put a name down. See, by 2006 census, I think we had close to about 36 million households in Nigeria. And the fortunes of households fluctuate. Those who don't have today might have tomorrow. And those who have today may not have tomorrow. So how do you compensate for the fluctuation in the fortunes of the household? Now, if you have given 15 million 2 years ago, is it the same 15 million or a new 15 million household that you are giving? So the thing is opaque, it's hazy. Nobody knows exactly. Even the trader money, I got close to a point where they were distributing, and that was 4 years back now or so. And what I was told by people who were benefiting in quote was that I was asking them, how do you, academic area there? I said, well, how are you going to refund this money? They say, refund check. This 10,000 he signed for, what will get to him is 4,000. What will get to him was 4,000. Who is responsible for the 6,000? A, B, C, D. The person who put your name on the list. Because the government doesn't know you. So these kind of things are not actually serving the people. There's no need. All government should just do is to design a good economic policy that will affect trade, that will affect businesses, that will affect market, that will affect consumption, so that everybody finds food affordable. That's not giving anybody any money. How much are you give? Okay, for instance, you give a household of 6, father, mother, and 4 children.
Maybe they don't want people to be 6K. Maybe they're not thinking about people with 4 children. That's why this year of household is a bit. It's not too sure.
There's no clarity
to it. Yeah.
I'm only saying that by definition of household, by that census, it's father, mother, and 4 children maximum. Any other one, you're on your own. Give them 15,000 naira a day or two. How long would that do? What would that one solve? It's not going to solve anything. So these things that are not clear, government should abandon them and do things that are clear. Find a way to make sure that dollar is not the local exchange in Nigeria. Find a way that the petroleum is easy, transportation is easy, everything will go smoothly. What is cash transfer? Is dubious.
Okay, the issue of it being dubious now, Matthew Okodua, the minister is saying that look, they are going to be using technology to ensure a seamless process. Because again, when things like this are announced by government, I think the assumption is that look, it's all sorted out in their minds. They want to do it. So, but again, what data are they going to use? That's the question Nigerians are asking at this time. Where's the data? What in these households? How do you identify them? Remember that there was a time that even the governors had questioned the social register, saying that they were not sure of the the social register. But Minister Wale Edun is saying that the government will using technology to ensure seamless process. What kind of technology do you think they can use?
I'm not sure of any as of today.
All right.
I'm not sure of any technology, just manipulation.
Okay. All right. So
it's the human element, subject to manipulation.
All right. It's still open forum, mainland 98.3 FM. I have Matthew Okoduah on the phone line. We have Kelvin Nwafili here in the studio. I decided to drag another Edo man into the studio this afternoon, and that is Joseph Fᴏʟᴜᴍ, because I think we need to talk about this Edo State bubuyaya. I call it political bubuyaya going on in Edo State. So he's decided to join us in the studio because I'm not from Edo State, and I think there's a lot that we need to talk about as far as Edo politics is concerned. The de facto leader of the APC in Edo State said some very interesting things which I want us to break down completely. Again, it's interesting to find a way to drag Joseph Fᴏʟᴜᴍ to the studio. But before we go into the Edo politics, let's tell our listeners that, look, the show is interactive. We're streaming the show live on Facebook. So you can be a part of the show by joining the show on Facebook and YouTube, and also dropping your comments and contributions there. I can see that comments are already dropping. Albert Onilola, thank you so much for the comment. He's just saying hello to us, and he's saying he's enjoying the show. So you also can be a part of the show by dropping your comments and contributions on our Facebook and YouTube platform, mainland 98.3 FM. We're going to open the phone lines when we sort all of these things out for you to also be a part of the conversation. Of course, we've looked at the issue of 2 weeks after federal government's directive, that's Tinubu's directive to release grains. No grain anywhere yet. We're waiting. Nigerians are waiting. Nigerians are asking questions. And then we've looked at the issue of the NLC. We've looked at the issue of the NLC, saying that, look, they are going to go on the 2 days warning strike. They're ignoring the warning from the DSS, even though the TUC at this time is saying that, look, they are not going to be part of the 2 days protest. We're still hoping to get a lot of information as to negotiations on minimum wage. And then the federal government says it's going to resume cash disbursement to 15 million households. So we're still going to be additionally giving out cash handouts and all of that. But before we go to Edo politics, and then also listen to the plenary from the Senate on the issue of Ways and Means loan, the abuse that the Senate, the 10 Senates are alleging that they will probe. Let me allow Kelvin Nwafili give us an aggregate of issues that have been consistent in the media in the last few days. What are the issues that have been consistently reported in the media, Kelvin?
All right, thank you, Fuad. There's also been the issue of naira depreciation as well as inflation. There's economic hardship. The vice president of Nigeria said that, look, saboteurs are working against us. That was his response towards this inflation and, of course, people protesting. There was also a record that Tinubu gave 30 billion naira to address food shortage. That was said by Akpabio, the Senate president. And, of course, the 15 million persons, Nigerians, to get direct cash transfers, just as you mentioned earlier. So these are the issues within the naira depreciation and, of course, inflation over the week. We also move to the exchange crisis.
Exchange rate crisis.
Yes, absolutely. Within Tuesday, 21, it hit about 1,900. While pounds was about 2,250. Well, currently, as at now, the dollar is over 1,600. There's been a depreciation.
I think the naira has gained some strength.
Yes, of course, the pounds as well is over 2,000 naira. Now, move across to Nigerian government blocks Octafest, Coinbase, and others. Those are the steps.
Cryptocurrency platforms and
those were the steps employed by federal government to, of course, bridge the gap of this naira dollar exchange crisis we're facing. And we move to the import rate adjustment, like you mentioned earlier, from the customs. It says that customs 5 trillion naira target threatens trade and, of course, heightens prices of goods and services. We also move down to motorists growing as fuel scarcity hits Lagos hard. We can see that so much queues in filling stations. There has been a lot of course, extortion as regards to this. There has also been a lot of persons piling up in bus stops. There are no buses, hiking, transportation, and all. The hype man as well as MEMA, has blamed supply disruption to be part of the problems of this, fuel issues we're experiencing in Lagos at the time.
All right. Okay. So I think majorly most of the issues reported in the papers and in the media have been around the living conditions of Nigeria at this time, rising inflation, the forest crisis, and then the issue of organized labor going on protest on all the 14 days ultimatum. But Joseph Fuhad, nice to have you in the studio this afternoon.
Thank you very much.
I know that Edo State is interesting.
Very, very interesting.
It is interestingly the Labour Party. The report from the Labour Party is just somehow, let me just put it that way. From yesterday's arrest of the chairman, Julius Abure, to his release eventually in the evening, Olumide Akpata, the former NBA chairman, is still saying that, look, the process is flawed even before it is started. But I think there's still too much focus on the Labour Party, like the APC and the PDP. Now, we'll just listen to Senator Adams Oshiomhole. We've been saying that, look, people have been alleging that, look, there's no way he was not involved in the Obruaha, and that, look, his silence does not mean he's not involved.
Or he did not talk.
Or the fact that he's not talking, it does not mean he's not talking, And yesterday, I think all of those permutations, came clear as to what his role is with the APC Guba primaries in Edo State. We'll listen to him now, what he said when he visited the president and also eventually addressed the media as to the crisis in Edo APC. We are hoping that we'll get more information at the close of business today, hopefully, if it is not inconclusive again. And then we have Prince Emmanuel Odigye, who is also an APC leader in Edo Central. He's a party stalwart. He's an APC leader. He was on TV yesterday too. So it would be nice so that we can balance the conversation. We'll listen to what Senator Adams Oshiomhole is saying as far as the APC primaries is concerned, and then we'll also listen to Prince Emmanuel Odigye, who is the leader of the APC Edo Central. So we'll try to listen to the two of them to balance the conversation. It's still open forum mainland 98.3 FM. We'll be right back.
I went to see Mr. President, and it is about the Edo governorship primaries. As I'm sure you know by now, the NWC had reasons or cause to review the governorship primary that was conducted last week, as the controversies arising from the conduct of that primaries. And so today, as a party member and of course a leader of a party in Edo State, I came to discuss some of the issues that I think are relevant, and also in order to ensure that the APC family in Edo State, conduct themselves in a manner that the president will be proud of the outcome of the primaries. Because at the end of the day, after the primary, we are going to face the main election. There have been a lot of rumors which I thought Mr. President should speak to, and I needed some clarification from him, because as the leader of the party, there are a couple of things that I want to be sure that I know where he stands. One of them is the issue of zoning. The president has affirmed that he has no voting right in Edo State, even though Edo State people have voting right to vote for the president. And therefore, what matters to him is to ensure that APC members in Edo State, in a direct primaries, participate in a free and fair primaries. That is the decision of the president. There have been rumors in the air that there's probably zoning to one area or zoning to another area. The president said, as far as it's concerned, it's committed only to free and fair primaries, not based on zoning. Because you don't do zoning at the eve of a primary. If they're going to be zoning, those involved in the decision, we have to be so comprehensive that the people of the state, understand it. Number two, if you are zoning, you will not allow people who are not from the particular zone to procure forms. Now, the National Secretariat of the party is on record as having issued a statement which was widely used to the effect that the APC governorship ticket was open to anyone who is eligible to procure the nomination form, which was why at the end of the day, we have 12 candidates that procured the form. So the key issue in my conversation with Mr. President is that the primary that had been rescheduled for tomorrow to continue is not based on, and will not be based on zoning. will be based on free and fair primaries. It's a continuation of the exercise that had some challenges arising from an individual proclaiming himself as a returning officer, which is completely strange to the rules of the party, which has led to what the media has widely reported as two factions emerging. So that's it. I have the authority of the president to address the press on this matter because of the various lies and half-truths. Now, what is fair in a democracy is not for any man, including the president, single-handedly imposing anyone. The fairness of a process is determined by whether or not the candidate that emerged is the true choice of the electorate, of the APC members. And that's where the president stands. Now, when you choose to single out at those stages, you are just being unfair. Is it not the same APC where recently in Kogi State, you have back-to-back, somebody from one senatorial zone succeeding the other? Why is there no difference? In Benue State, since 1999, you've had only people from one part, one particular language, the thieves, that have produced governors after governors since 1999. Are you about to change the rules? In any case, who are you and I to dictate to Edo APC members where their candidate must come from? If you impose a candidate, as some of you want to suggest, when you go for the election proper, are you going to tell people to vote based on your own privilege, elite consensus of turn-by-turn democracy? We are not for turn-by-turn democracy. And I have been in Edo politics since 2007. I won the election against what PDP considered to be their preferred area. Only the people of Edo State, in this case, at this stage, the people of APC that can nominate the candidate. I have the authority of the president to clarify this. His name should not be used recklessly by people who are afraid of free and fair election. What I am committed to is that in a democracy, majority must necessarily have their way. You can't do it otherwise. There is no sentiment about it. Fairness means that the outcome is a reflection of the will of the people. Fairness is not when you allocate. This turn-by-turn democracy kill fairness. So I will stop here to talk if I didn't have that discussion. I need to have that discussion so that Edo people will feel Edo APC at the level of the primaries. I don't like to talk ethnicity because for me that is not it. And I work to earn, as I speak, I am not a governor. Right? By the time I contested election to the Senate, I have been removed as the national chairman. That my people from my ward have lost confidence. They come to you the daytime and the night time soliciting your endorsement, and when you don't endorse them, then they say you are endorsing somebody. I don't have a voting right. Even in US, you hear of super delegates. So when Obama backed Mrs. Clinton, so was there anything wrong with that? When he advised his then vice president, now the president Biden, Obama still back him. So what manner of democracy? Do you know why people have to conduct themselves properly and earn the trust of your constituents when you are in office? It's to ensure that you gain their respect. So when you tell them go this way, those who look at what you have done before, we say, I think there is wisdom in it. I have worked hard as a minority person myself to win the governorship of Edo State without zoning. I'm not a product of zoning. And I contested the election against a general, a retired general from Benin. And the Benin people across the 77 wards voted for me. I didn't need zoning. All I needed was to say my name is Oshiomhole. This is what I've done in road infrastructure. This is what I've done in healthcare. This is what I've done in education. This is what I've done in employed teachers. And all of those basic things that people need. And Benin people in their wisdom voted for me massively. And I got 80/18. I defeated even the leaders, PDP leaders in the video local government. I am not a product of zoning. I am not a believer in turn-by-turn democracy. I believe Nigeria will do better when he put his best foot forward. But the important thing is that I have the authority of the president, and you can cross-check. I told him, can I announce what I discussed, namely whether or not tomorrow's run-up election is based on zoning? And he said, no zoning. It's merit and fairness. Fairness is not by individual allocating. Fairness is by the process. Members participating in a direct primaries. The president is a Democrat, and he has given me assurances that makes me happy that only APC members will determine who their flag bearer will be, because it's they who will carry the burden of the campaigns to get the people to vote.
All right. Oh my goodness! You know, when we talk about politics, some of us understand that the game is a game of comfort for those that do not. then it's a Democrat contest. Edo people, small number over big number yesterday. Because that is what I am saying. And that's Edo APC controversy surrounding. We have some interesting things to say. Like I said, so that we can Matthew Okodua to Senate.
Local government were already declared from various Edo State NUJ. President of today, his own party, a lead in the history of our political since the creation of APC. You know, every 4 years, only one man wants to dictate what happens in Edo. This is unacceptable by Edo people. And it's unacceptable by the entire leadership of APC in Edo State. I think I appreciate the National Working Committee for doing the right thing, for ensuring that the will of the people was not subverted by one man. And we hope that His Excellency Hope Uzodinma, which was highly, protested against for being the chairman of that committee. If we do not want them to return him, we would expect that the National Working Committee, in their wisdom, also ensure that they send a different chairman, a governor, a leader that came to chair a committee. Your committee members were beaten up. One of them almost got blind. I myself have to go and rescue some of them from hiding in the toilet. Big men crying, women beaten up, their phones stolen, their watches lost, money and valuables, chains, wedding ring. For what? All for the ambition of one man. It's not that his preferred candidate is the most qualified. He's not a Harvard-trained economist that would come and transform Edo. And the guy is a young man, he's just 42, he's in the House of Rep. I can assure you that he's not a desperate young man. I know him. He's a God-fearing young boy. All this is happening because our leader, who I respect so much, just want to it's about his 2027 ambition to become Senate President. He just wants to use this young boy to gain access to Edo State Treasury to fund his ambition to be Senate President. You must not set the party on fire. This is the party that gave Adams Oshiomhole the privilege of being governor twice. Even now he's sitting senator. He was national chairman. I know Adams Oshiomhole very well. I'm a researcher and an analyst. I've researched his antecedents. He's a man who cannot be on the passenger seat. He always wants to be at the driver's seat, at the helms of affairs.
All right, and that is Prince Emmanuel Odige, who is also giving us a different perspective to this brouhaha, or what I can call the quagmire, political quagmire we have in Edo State at this time. I'm going to start with you, Matthew Okodua. You listened to Senator Adams Oshiomhole. I'm sure you got all he said. I've tried to take notes of some of the key things he was saying. He's saying that, look, this one, zoning no deal. Zoning, this one no be zoning matter. And then, of course, one of the things he said is that, look, nobody should impose anybody. There can't be imposition in this one. He's talking about fairness and equity. And what he's saying that, look, turn by turn as an idea kills fairness when it comes to democracy. This turn by turn thing, that they can't be turn by turn. And he also said that, look, you can also be imposing a smaller number on a bigger number. I'm sure he's looking at Edo Central and their numbers, and in his mind, Edo Central has 5 local governments.
Edo not have 6.
Edo not have 6.
Edo have 7.
7. So I think the number of small or no small here is looking at the fact that, look, you people are rooting for Edo Central, but they don't even have the number. So, but what do you think? What's your take on what Senator Adams Oshiomhole has said as far as this Edo APC primary is concerned?
First, let's look at it this way. I think with the cancellation, if I may say so, of the last Saturday's primary and the replacement of Hope Uzodinma, I think the APs have admitted that they made a very big mistake. They are not organized. So that's a shameful thing for them. And Oshiomhole should not be making noise after that. Then 2, I don't know whether Adams Oshiomhole was in the moon during the primaries of last year, presidential primaries. And I'm sure Minister Yᴏᴜᴜᴜ will disagree with him. Remember Yᴏᴜᴜᴜ's whatever agreement is agreement. You remember that? That is agreement. So Yᴏᴜᴜᴜ will not agree with Oshiomhole. And 2, the Northern Governors Forum towards the primaries of the APC sat down led by the governor, the then governor of Kaduna State,
Nīṛ
El-Rufai, and said, no, it is time for the South. Why didn't they continue to say not?
So that was turn by turn. That is the turn of the South.
That was the turn of the South. So he is APC member. So why didn't he tell them then that yes? That no. Because if you had opened it to the freely like that, I'm sure the North would have won the election. You know, based on numbers, if that's what it is. So what happened is there is what we call political decision. Like in many situations, there are what we call political decision that defy normal reasoning. You understand? That defy normal reasoning. Now, if forget about the number of local governments that Edo Central has or whatever. Edo Central has more people than Edo North. Okay, Edo Central has still about 20. How do you call it now? About 20% of the population of Edo State, and Edo North has about 12. So forget the local government distribution. So now the wisdom here is let us spread governance across the zone. It is the failure of the politicians themselves that leading to a categorical statement of zoning. Otherwise, we shouldn't hear it, but it should just happen.
Like a gentleman's agreement. Yeah.
As a gentleman's agreement, it should not be a focus. People should not focus on it. It should be a gentleman's agreement, horse trading in that level. So yeah, in politics, you know, that is why I think Oshomole got it wrong. Yes, he has his priorities. Yes, he has his game plan. Yes, he has his candidate. Yes, he has some people, just as the other man said, Oᴘᴇᴜ said so before, this Digi also saying so, that he wants to use Edo fund for his military ambition, which is not impossible, but I'm not aware of that. You know. But let it be. Let Edo people, just as he said, let Edo people decide who will be their candidate. I mean, let Edo APC people decide who will be their candidate. But then that political decision has been taken. Political decision not based on numerical numbers. You know,
just personal decision.
Yeah, based on saying, oh, let's grant each member here sense of belonging. Oshomole does not care if Istako starts, if what do you call his status now, Istako, yes. Okay, let me use the word Istako starts ruling Edo State for the next 30 years. He's happy about that. But he needs the Benin man, you know, to back him up. That is what he's plotting for. That okay, he's rooting for Idahosa,
Dennis Idahosa.
Dennis Idahosa, a Benin man. If that one wins now, the next time down we look for another, Istako person. Do you understand? That is his game plan. You know, but then Edo people are wiser than that. You know, Edo people are wiser than that. Now, from what has happened in the cancellation of their primary, we are going to find out that exactly what does this one lead APC into, and happily they still have today to do the primary.
To sort themselves out.
To sort themselves. What if there was no today again? What if it was a day after the primary, it was a Monday or Tuesday that they are supposed to submit the thing to INEC? What would have happened by now?
Maybe a presidential directive.
Well, maybe. I don't know if that would affect INEC and judiciary. You know, so those are the things. There's nothing to worry about. You know, Edo State will sort themselves out. With or without Oshomole, Edo State will sort themselves out.
Okay. All right, Joseph Fuhad Saheed. You listen carefully to Senator Adams Oshomole. You know, we've been waiting for him to talk. You know, we've been trying to gauge his
but I say something on Sunday.
Looking at his body language. He's been a big, but you know, he said it all yesterday after visiting the president. And what do you make of what he has said so far?
I think you know, they are making a lot of political mistake.
That's the APC.
Yes, they are making a Sunday we have this conversation. I said the biggest issue that they have now is the person that they assume the choice of the person they say won the primary is Edo South.
That's Dennis Idahosa.
Yeah, only that one is as if
you think it's a big mistake.
It was a big mistake. So I think they equally maybe ask question the pulse of people in Edo State.
But Adams Oshomole, from what he's saying, if we're able to decode, he's still insisting and looking the way of Dennis Idahosa.
See, Adams Oshomole is a very distinguished person, but we are human beings. We can make a lot of.
You think he's making a mistake?
Yes. See, let me tell you the first mistake that he made. The first mistake is if he say, okay, after that primary, I visited maybe all the senatorial
zones,
local government in Edo State, and they say, oh, APC, there's no need of zoning. It would be a different thing. Oh, I visit the palace. It would be a different thing. Because in Edo, come to talk to the people. The president is our president, but this is a Edo issue.
It's a personal thing. This is a local thing now.
You know, in 2019, you know, issue of what lead to, I'm tempted not to say it here. What lead to Edo is not Lagos. You understand?
Yeah, the idea to impose godfatherism.
The issue there is every person in Edo State respect the president when he was not the president, and even when he's the president, every one of us would respect the president. But there's one thing that we don't like. You don't impose. You don't sit in your house until you want to dictate what will happen in my own house. They don't do like that. Now, he's saying a lot of things, and at the end of the day, he's contradicting himself. He say, let's say Edo PDP, Edo APC is not turn by turn. But that one is equally saying that even in America, there's a super delegate.
And then there are people who still support people and who are influential.
So yes. You are building a house, you are collapsing the house at the same time. Then me, I am from Akoko Edo. I'm from Edo North. Every reasonable person in Edo North is saying that this is the time for Edo Central. You understand?
That's like when
it's an agreement. It's not any political party that decide to do otherwise will meet them in the election.
So that's like a silent consensus amongst the people.
Oga Fuhad, there is a group now. We are waiting for them to do their primary. Then completely apolitical. We call it Edo is one. You understand it? That we are going to say, you know, one, the campaign must not be personal insult, unlike what he was doing. Because if you look at the campaign of between him and this man Obaseki versus
Eze-Iyamu, yeah.
He said there was a time he said Obaseki was an angel. Another time he said, oh, Obaseki was one of the among the angels. Another one,
yeah.
The Eze-Iyamu that he said was a person that is not even qualified to even visit governor office. He then say, oh, that is the angel. So I think to me, we in Edo State, we don't want people who you talk this one tomorrow.
Say one thing today, say another thing tomorrow.
So we are waiting. And I say it on Sunday here that I believe APC will sit down again and look at the pulse of everybody in Edo State is
Edo Central.
Is the time for Edo Central. That is him.
He's talking about
equity and job. To produce a governor advice to APC or then it will be an election. One that the preferred candidate are waiting, and I believe the president internal affair. The president should not allow president, and I don't think the president will allow himself.
Yeah,
there's lucky. You are a senator, you should be busy with what you can do for all of us in Edo Center.
As a senator, yeah.
The issue of the governorship this year,
primary, yeah.
Just prepare your card. You only have, although you say you can be super delegate and the rest of prepare your card. Maybe talk to your people in a calm way. But if you want to use the presidency, your connection to president, and they say you want to speak on behalf of Edo State, I believe the election will tell. And lastly, Oga Fuhad, I want to use the opportunity to appeal to the IGP.
Okay.
Any person that will be coming to be a commissioner of police in Edo State, help us to.
That's even before the election. Even now before the election.
If you look at you can't see a commissioner of police in a place. And
thugs are beating and disrupting things.
If I'm aware,
and the police was there on Saturday.
I will call the IGP to quickly help us to
remove the commissioner.
Remove the commissioner. That is the first thing. Remove the commissioner.
Because the police guys were there on Saturday while all of that was happening.
It means that you don't. Some of us, we are going to come up with something later. You understand it? The commissioner of police, this man now, it means that they can import.
That's what Joseph.
They are back.
Okay, you have to. These three. Forget
to the government. They will have the opportunity.
The senator.
The Idahosa and Dr. did not come from the same on the election. Maybe you are pushing what I'm saying now. The Idahosa and what is name? Who not independent? It's very independent, very open.
Seems to be that consensus among those states.
The mood and the aura favor Edo Central. The mood and the aura favor even that's what you call even metaphysical age favor Edo Central. Do you understand it now? Metaphysical aid favor Edo Central, not just the key. Everybody wants Edo Central because we are looking at an Edo which is one. It's like a father having 3 wives, you know, and one has been bringing to the other, and the other who are even be assisting the one is not satisfied, and they're just, packing another side. You understand? It's like their time has come. It's like a Edo Central time has come. From Akoko Edo even to the actual man itself, even to Benin City. You can see what happens. Pastor Yamu is an Edo man. Imaspo is an Edo man. All of them, all the Edo people, they have stepped down. That is to tell you that somebody is seeing the star in the sky.
Okay, all right.
Even in addition to that, Oga Fuad, if you look at the configuration of the current government, the governor is from Edo South. The deputy governor is from Edo North. The speaker of the House of Assembly is from Edo North. Which side is from Edo? Which of them?
So that conversation is key.
So it's extremely very, very key.
Very key.
Let's bring our listener into the conversation. I can see the lines, but let's just take this call. The line is officially open now. I think it's just time to, let's begin to take this.
Good afternoon, Mr. Fuad.
Yeah, good afternoon. Your name?
Good afternoon, Mr. Fuad and Mr. Joseph.
Good afternoon.
I remain anonymous.
Why? The politics that they talk about.
Man, Mr. Joseph knows who is talking. I want to say something about this.
The Edo people.
Listen, I want to say something.
Oh yeah, say it.
Mr. Joseph has said it all. Let Mr. President don't allow the influencing. I want to let you know what happened during Professor Sumbo when they made the Obasanjo to know that Oshomode is leading. I was in Esama South when he flew down to the Benin Plaza. They doctored the stuff. Esama said it is time we allow the ouchies. Just like Mr. Joseph has said here. I was there. I'm close to Esama. He said he kicked against it. But when the whole thing turned around, he summoned everybody to back up Oshomode. For Oshomode to go about now, then Mr. President danced to Oshomode's tone. We still tell him the same word we told him that he don't know the Lagos. And he tried to want to establish Lagos whatever in Edo. It can't happen. It can't happen. You can see other people have stepped down the Benin where I come from. They step down. So I mean, let there be equity.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Anonymous. Because this conversation around there, because again, I listened to Adam Soshomole carefully yesterday, and I saw a man who was just contradicting himself. Contradicting himself
and
based
for his
on
own personal gain.
And he had to even begin to make references to things that people have questioned when we talk about equity and fairness in politics. He was talking about the Kogi State, where the governor had to even bring out somebody from his own area. So he talked about Benue State. Yes.
Let me tell you one thing.
Yes.
Oshomole is a senator, right?
Yes.
The only minister that we have from Edo State is from just a stone throw from Oshomole. That is Abubakar Momo, minister for Niger Delta. If you believe that, see.
You think Edo North and South have got
Edo South and Edo Central be there for Oshomole? Why can't it be there for Edo Central?
Sacrifice
for him. What are you saying? During the last election, the man that represents my village, Emmanuel Agbaje, do you know that they did a primary? Agbaje won the primary. He got to Benin. In fact, it was different entirely. The same person. That one have to go to court. No, immediately that was okay. Do you know what? Allow the election to finish. How would they know who won the primary of State House of Assembly? Immediately the election, they now say, okay, APC is the winner of that, my constituency. The guy go to court. From the court, they say, okay, Emmanuel Agbaje was actually the person that won the primary. It was imposed by the same person that is talking
about another person, turn by turn politics.
About the turn by turn. It is Emmanuel Agbaje that now actually finished according that is from the court.
All right. Okay.
So I want to, why can't it bring person from Edo Central or Edo South?
There's even somebody on the list already. Why can't he support the Senate on Monday?
And Monday is a very fun. That is a man. Monday is like this man in Mushi. That man that
was you said it.
Free transport. Yes. Monday have been assisting the.
He's on ground.
I'm not for any party, but what we're saying is this. Whether APCO, whether Labour, whether PDPO, immediately you bring a candidate not from Edo Central, first manus.
as far as this election is
As far as
concerned.
this election is concerned, first manus. So even though it's going to be 20 million candidate party, let all your candidates
come from Edo Center.
Come from Edo Center.
Okay, well, it's, like I said, interesting things coming out of Edo State. The line is officially open: 09136 0000410, 09136 0000410. You don't have to limit yourself to talking about Edo State, but because there are other issues to also look at. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes.
Oga Fuhad.
Yes.
This your program, is it weekly or?
It's weekly, every Thursday.
By what time?
1 to 3 o'clock.
Okay.
Malam Salah, right?
Yes. Okay, sir.
Okay, yes.
I just on my radio and I just hear your voice, so I don't know that.
All right.
This program is
okay. Maybe you just listen.
Is it all about?
No, we are looking at those states, cost of living. We're looking at the government is about to start giving out cash to 50 million households again. Cash and
this is another.
And then the grain. We are waiting for the grain. 2 weeks after, no grains yet.
You see, Oga. You know, sometimes when we talk, some people talk whether we don't know what they are saying. You understand? Cash handout. What was the one that that woman said did? You know, during Buhari, another fraud again, another way of making money. See, Oga, I don't give up on this government too. Look at the 30 billion that was given to the governor. Oga, my state is completely out of anything like government. Your state, education is zero. Everything is zero, Oga. Everything is zero. And do you know that there is no opposition at this school? Oga, can you hear me?
I'm with you, Malam Salah.
It's only Patesco. You know why? Because they have some senior, they have started early. That is where people like Ademichiroma came from. You understand? So they are more independent, they are more of civil service, and they are in business. They are more independent, they have money. You understand? That is the only local government that is giving Yobe East problem. And the way Yobe is captured, the way Abacha did it is that it's only flying Kanuri people that will be continuing ruling this that state. The state is completely, I'm telling you, Oga, governance is...
So governance is as good as zero in the state?
It's zero, completely zero.
Is that not the state of Maimala Buni?
Maimala Buni now is zero. The state is zero. Do you know that they have sent back some children from the school now? That you cannot feed children again from the school. There's 1 to 3. Yeah, they're at home. You can see somebody, education is zero. I'm telling you, somebody in JS1, JS2 cannot even write his name proper. Or Guy-Ford. To tell you the level we have gone to. So you know one thing, and this person is giving 30 billion naira to do what now? You understand? So you can't hand out or whatever they call it. Let them be giving handout. Yeah, I know that, the day when we can reach Sri Lanka, you say no. No problem now.
God forbid. All right.
Almost okay. Okay, sir. Bye-bye. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Malam Salah. I like listening to Malam Salah because, again, it's from the north, and I like the perspectives it brings to the issues around governance in the north. Speaks to the issue the way it is, not mincing words. When we talk about the farmers, the challenges they have, and all of that. I was going to ask him about the issue of fertilizer. We're also getting reports that, look, one of the issues we are battling with is the rising cost of fertilizer for farmers. And he's one of the people that told me before that, look, people are not even looking at the challenge with providing fertilizers for farmers. The costs have gotten through the roof. It's also talking about diesel cost for farmers, energy cost for farmers, cost of logistics. So it's beyond just talking about hoarding. There are real issues the government needs to sit down and so I like listening to him because he brings that knowledge to the table.
I think it's a bit political matter. The people, if you go to between Okene down to Ajakuta, down to Lokoja, if you see the green there, if they tell you that nobody is using helicopter to put fertilizer on those forests, say it's a lie. If you between Abuja...
All right, just hold your thought, Justice Fọlọ́nṣọ́. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Fuhad.
Your name, sir?
My name is Alhaji Subai.
Oh, Alhaji Subai. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, please go on, sir.
I am just interested in chipping in.
Okay.
In one of your two topics. I'm not chipping in for Edo issue. Edo people will solve their problem.
They will solve themselves.
yeah, they will solve themselves out. But I'm really concerned with this the issue of the distribution of money.
Yes, 15 million households.
Exactly. 15 Mr. Saheed, how much are they going to be giving per household?
We don't know. We don't know yet.
Fine.
But they are targeting 15 million households again.
15 million households.
Yes.
You now tell me where, the percentage of the people that is going to be concerned. That is one. Then, no matter the amount they are going to give them, with the inflation we are all facing now, can that solve our problem? You see, look, we need to be realistic with it. We are appealing to our president. The issue of handing money out to people is not necessary. Let him solve the real problem. I keep on saying, Nigeria are not lazy people. We are not lazy. Let him give us the good advice. A lot of people want to do farming, but because of this herdsmen killing people, everybody is running away. You understand? So what is the problem with it? Now? Somebody talked in the morning about Nigeria. Are we producing? What are we producing? What are we exporting? It's everything we are talking is importing. And you want to have a progressive economy. How would that happen? You understand? Our president has, this is February. February is going to an end. We have not even got about the position of our refinery. With the moment our refinery is working, definitely, the business will be flowing. The importation will be stopped. Finishing product will be stopped. So what is happening? The issue of handing money over me, as I'm concerned, I don't like it.
Have a nice day. Thank you, Alhaji Zubair. 09136000410. 09136000410. Hello, good afternoon. Hello. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Bashir. I'm calling from Bagada today.
Bashir, right?
Yes, I'm calling from Bagada.
Please go on, Bashir.
The cost of fertilizer, cost of chemicals is too high. I don't know how to farm this year.
Are you a farmer, Bashir?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I used to farm 50 bags of rice, 70, corn 50, 40 sometimes. But I don't know how to farm this year because cost of fertilizer and chemicals. Sometimes we used to go back to Cameroon and import some chemicals in Nigeria because Nigerian chemicals sometimes it's not working for us. I don't know how to farm this year. But we have to pray God who is going to bless our country.
Amen. Thank you, Bashir. That's a farmer there also. He's speaking up and saying he's just buttressing what Malam Salam said. Hello, good afternoon. Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Yes, your name, sir. Where are you calling from?
My name is Mustafa, calling from Ikeja.
Mustafa from Ikeja. Okay, please go on, sir.
Thank you. Almost a week now. I never produce.
Sorry?
I'm
struggling to hear you, and I think okay.
Hello?
Yes, I'm struggling to hear you. Hello, can you hear me now? Yes, please go on. Okay, I think we lost that call. I'll try and see if I can reach out to so there's this background coming from the call from his hand. Let's just so that we can have it clean. All right. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello?
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yes, your name, sir. Where are you calling from?
Comrade Andrew, calling from Ikeja.
Okay, Comrade Andrew from Ikeja. All right, please go on, sir.
Thank you so much for the program.
Thank you.
Personally, I'm not, and I will never ever be in love with the issue of handing money.
Cash handouts to people. Hello, Comrade Andrew. Okay, I think we got what he said. That look, he's not going to. He will never support the idea of giving monies to people. Again, I think the government is really convinced about this idea of tackling poverty by giving out money to people. Joseph, this idea of cash handouts. From the reports we have, there's nothing clear as to what we're giving to 15 million households. Yeah, it's just that they are resuming this idea of cash handouts, looking at 15 million households. We have inflation now crossing almost 30%. Joseph Oᴘᴇᴜ, food inflation is almost at over 40%. So do you think cash handouts will work? Just hold your thought. Let's take this call. Hello, good afternoon.
Thank you.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yes, thank you. My name is Solomon.
Solomon. Where are you calling from? Oregon. Please go on, Solomon.
What I want to say that if you look last administration by Buhari, this money, you bought the trader money. What gain you won't gain anything. I think me are the hungry. May they put all this money. May they put border for us. Don't go buy now. Now only 3 people they want in the hospital and whatever. I mean they put this border for us before everybody go die. I think. Thank you.
Everybody will not die, but I understand his sentiments really. This border conversation. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, my name is Abaka. I'm calling from Papa.
Yeah, Abaka, how's our party this afternoon?
That is cool.
All right, please go on, sir.
For me, I don't know how the register they want to use, how authentic
for this 15 million
is. Yes, it's not a bad idea that they have to maybe give out those money to the people that mostly need it. But how are we sure that this thing will not be that along the way? How are we sure that people that are not even supposed to be in the register will not be there? So this is had a problem, but the issue of giving out that money, even the World Bank recognized giving up money to the poorest of the poor. Well, how
do we manage it?
Yes, that's just my concern about that. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you about this idea of because the fact that I work somewhere may not work here because of our own peculiarities. Hello, good afternoon. Hello. Hello, good afternoon. All right. Well, Joseph Oᴘᴇɪ, you were about to say.
Yeah, I think it's, for me, a street, because you work in another place doesn't mean that you would work here. This Fuad, even the people that want to be sharing that money know that it will not work.
How do you know that? How do you know that? The Minister of Finance, Quality Minister of the Economy, is saying that look, they are going to use technology now.
Forget that thing. It will not work. The technology is your phone. Not still. Are we not having issue with network now? You understand it? Now let's see if for this thing to work first. Have we got the issue of our data right? How do you get the data of this household?
The households we are targeting now.
How do you get them? How can an investigator just go, okay, the household I went to Oᴘᴇɪ, I want to go to Otta. So you just at the way the issue of school feeding. There was a day because my children's school in federal government school. There was there I sat there and I said, okay, let us even have this conversation. Government is feeding you people. So they say, Daddy, apart from the food that we do
take to school from home,
so there's nothing. We have never eaten any food from anybody. But there was even during COVID-19 that children
said they were still feeding school children.
They were still feeding school children. You understand? Oga Fuad, it is time. I've been saying it here that it is difficult for you to wake a person that is pretending to be sleeping.
So he will not wake up.
It's a project on his own.
Even if you pour water on
he will not wake up. Even when you say fire, he will say, that they don't want me to wake up. So Nigeria, we are like country that is pretending to be sleeping. So now, why not just, okay, instead of this 15, recently they were increasing, almost all the university, they were increasing tuition fee. If you want to assist the household,
the poor, look at that.
Poor, so
all right.
Okay, school fees, you give.
Hello. Yeah, good afternoon. Let's just take this call. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Your name, sir, where are you calling from?
Please, Comrade Andrew calling back.
Okay, Comrade, please go on.
Yeah, from Ikeja.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I started before the phone line job.
Yes.
I was on the note that I am personally not in love with the issue of handling money to people.
Okay.
Because what is the yardstick of you selecting out of 230 billion people, the 50 million? What is the yardstick
of the 50 million households?
And then that you hand this pin notes into their hands. At the end of the day, you will now give an account, or you just come on the air and say that these so billions of naira have been given to people. What the kind of corruption is that? Let me tell you this. During COVID-19, my wife had a problem. My wife was affected. They took her to one of these hospitals in Abuja. Do you know that these people were counting 150,000 naira per head per head? I mean, on her head per day. And at the end of the day, they gave her some drugs like paracetamol, some kind of drugs like that, but she was charged 150,000 naira per day. That was the money the person in charge, the people in charge were eating You understand? So at the end of the day, maybe 8,000 naira will be given per family. They will tell you that 20 million naira has been given per family. You understand? And then Nigerian government should stop trading with us. Why can't they solve the major problem that we have? Look at, if you go to my village, I'm from Benin State. But because of health, I have to run to Lagos to come and look for something to do. You see, I am telling you, if there is peace in my village, I cannot come and be suffering in Lagos there. Now, as I'm talking to you, health has flooded my village. That is the news I received as at last week. As I'm sitting on keg of gunpowder, because any day they may strike. I don't know, and now I'm thinking of how I can be running with my old mother from one place to another. So Nigerian government should try and solve these problems that we have. They are playing over us all each and every blessed day.
All right, thank
you.
We're
not in love with that.
All right, thank you
so much.
Thank you, Comrade Andrew. I think we have the report from thank you. I think the governor of Benue State.
Hello, Oga Fuhad.
Yes.
Oga Fuhad, please, sorry, I beg, sorry.
That's Malam Salau.
Yes, sir. Sir, you know one thing, you see, inflation, Oga, inflation, for me, inflation is not a problem. You understand? You know my reason?
What's your reason?
Last time I was listening to you, you make reference to Turkey about the school. Abi?
Yes.
Oga, if you follow the election last year, Erdogan,
yes,
the inflation in Turkey is almost 100 or over 100%.
Yes, he had serious issues winning the elections again. Yes,
you understand. But do you know what? After that election, when I was listening to people, some analysts on Al Jazeera, you know what they are saying? They say the Turkey people, they believe that with Erdogan, Turkey is safe. You understand?
Security.
He put more his security and other infrastructure and what have you, their welfare, and they just attach that inflation into a global economic crisis. Yes. You know why? In Nigeria, sir, if you have a country that is working, the electricity is working. You understand? Factories are working. You understand? People have work to do. Business is flowing. You can afford to buy anything now. You understand? Still with this 600 or 700 naira per liter, people are feeling their jeeps now, SUVs. You understand? Because they are buoyant. So our problem is that government is completely absent. And the people that is supposed to look or manage this thing. Now look at the handout they are talking about now. What is the economic value to? You give somebody 15,000 or 20,000 naira, which cannot even. Do you know that now one egg is 200 naira, sir? One egg is 200 naira. You know. So now tell me what is economy? Give somebody 20,000 naira, 15,000 naira. Now you tell me what different can be. That is our own problem.
All right, thank you.
That is it. That is my observation.
Right. Thank you, Malam Salau. I think yes. Kelvin, you want to say something?
Yes, absolutely. It's regarding this 15 million Nigerians that
household, not individuals now.
Household.
Because household could be 4, 5, 6, 10, 20 people.
Absolutely. Look, we need to understand that there are different ways to cushion effect.
Yes.
This is short term. We can't totally, scrap it. I think the problem is the framework to which this money can be shared to this household.
How do you even get the households to be sure that we're going to give to people who really need the money? Is that what you're saying?
The minister, what I'm saying is they need to, as this has happened before, and then disbursement processes has failed, and they have reintroduced this presently. Now they have to work on the framework, ensure that the households who get this money, maybe through their BVN, there are people who we know, who we can see, who can come and say, look, I received a certain amount of money from the government.
All right. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
I greet you, Fuad.
I greet you, sir.
Yes, sir. I greet your colleague there, sir.
Yeah, we greet you too,
welcome,
sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, my name is Dampi from Ikondo.
Oh, Dampi. How are you doing? How is it going today?
Yeah, everywhere is good and the weather is good.
Good weather. All right, go on, Dampi.
Anyway, I'm learning more from your analyst.
Thank you.
And what I want to say, can I talk about what he said?
Yeah, you can talk about it. It's open forum. Yeah.
Well, I will never diss or curse or disrespect any government.
Please don't do that.
But I will. No, I don't. I'm just making a statement.
Okay, all right.
But I'm just saying that please, all what Sowolu said, at least he's saying all these things Why is it that these things that he said, how is it affecting or going to affect the common or the commoners in Nigeria? That's what I want to say.
Okay.
Or this speech he said.
Okay.
It's just like somebody is reading a book. I'm telling you the truth. It's like somebody is reading a book, and as you are reading all those books, everything, how can you implement what you said? This situation in Nigeria now at hand, everybody is angry. Do you know I closed 2 businesses last week? Do you know that the people working for me, I don't know where they will go? I was crying because they are older than me. Where will they go to? Please, government know how to talk. They know how to whine us. They know how to use their words on people just to deceive them. But I feel that the speech which he made, it does not even concern us. I'm telling you the truth.
All right. Thank you, Dampi. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you, Dampi. Oh, my goodness. Hello. Good afternoon. Hello. Good afternoon. Hello. Hello. Good afternoon. All right. I think, we'll find time to really dissect the media briefing by the governor of Lagos State today. The governor Sanwo-Olu, we had a long media briefing, but we just had to do what we need to do. So I'm sure maybe Situation Room, other programs will really take time to dissect all he said. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, your name, sir. Where are you calling from?
I'm Sunday. I'm calling from Ikeja.
Okay, Sunday from Ikeja. Please go on, sir.
My advice for Sanwo-Olu is that I have no much to tell him, but all I know is that he has a principal at Federal.
Yeah, the president.
So it is what the principal left for him. That's what he's doing. So you see, there is no two ways about it. And the way I'm seeing this government, we as a people, masses, we are going to suffer times 2 of what we are seeing now, because because the result is playing out. If somebody is hungry today and that same person is complaining today, and tomorrow if he's saying the same hungry, that means my brother is going to be times 2 of it. Let's watch and see. The dollar is 2,000 now. Very soon, before March now ending. Before March now, we'll be earning 5,000 per dollar in Nigeria, and everybody will start shouting.
I'll say God forbid. Sunday.
See, my brother, it's not God forbid. God has blessed us already, but we forgot to use our hand to do the right thing. And God is really watching at us, because He is waiting to see what will come from our hand, and we will use our hand to destroy it. So there's no 2 ways about that. It's just the truth.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sunday. That's Sunday from Ikeja. Like I said, we'll find time, Joseph Fᴏᴜᴜᴜ, to look at what what the governor said today. He said a whole lot, really. We followed it. As I say, we were even taking it live. So we'll look at all the things he said. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Farao.
Good afternoon, sir. Your name, where you calling
from? My name
from?
is Dapo Ajiboye. I'm calling from Ogba.
Dapo Ajiboye from Ogba. All right, sir. Please go on, sir.
Well, I partially listened to Governor Sanwo-Olu today,
yes.
And you see, I don't know why these people love to push a whole load on themselves. Are they not tired?
Who are the
people? He was the governors.
Okay.
The governors.
All the promises.
Somebody asked him. No, I just want to talk about local government.
Okay, yes.
They should let local government be.
Mr. Sunday, sorry to cut in. I listened to that part of the conversation. Like I said, we'll dissect all he said. And he contradicted himself while answering that question of local government.
Yes.
In one breath, he said, look, we don't interfere with their money.
And in one breath, they bring
for approval.
To approve.
I said, look, the man is contradicting himself. But go on, Ajiboye. I understand where you're going.
Let local government be. Look, I don't need anything with you, with the president in the whole of Abuja. I don't much need my governor. I need my local government to affect my daily life.
Because they are the closest to you.
Yes. More than 80% of our crime, our groaning, can be solved by local government.
I agree with you completely.
Within 24 hours, I can see my local government chairman. How many days will it take me to see governor? Me as nobody. So let local government breathe. The power they have over the state, they should give the same power to local government over its local government area. It's a very simple thing. Why do they like to carry load, body that is not there?
No,
what enjoyment do they get there?
The enjoyment is the resources, so is the funds, so Mr. Jᴏɪᴜ. They just like the
that is why that is why they love the Ginjati project. You go to China because of 4 billion Fort Milan breed. For past 5 years, we have been talking of Fort Milan, but it doesn't. I may not pass through Fort Milan breed for the next 5 years.
But your local streets, the local healthcare center, if you enjoy that one.
You know that I have not gone through Fort Milan breed for the past 1 month. Me, I live at Abuja. I have not gone through Fort Milan breed for the past 1 month.
You are more interested in governance at the local level, which is closest.
These people are gathering, getting what is not there. They want to look. They are controlling the judiciary. They are controlling the Mr. President. They are controlling the assembly. They are controlling local government. Now they want to control police. We are afraid. It is not good that it is good to have local government or state police, but we are afraid.
The attitude of our governors and politicians. I agree with you.
They want to kill us. These people.
They will kill us. All right. Thank you, Mr. Adakwaji. We won't allow anybody to kill anybody. People struggle to be able to be a part of the show. A lot of people want to call. So when we pick, maybe engage some of these issues.
Number one topic, exactly this is about this. That is the naira to be stabilized by the CBN, and the government to order the black market is there. It will be stable, and the goods we are buying, it will rise every day. So what I want Mr. President to do now, plan A at already naira. If it must be by, if I know that tomorrow I will buy naira so a month, next tomorrow I will buy naira so that's all. You know what?
Prince Wise, I think you'd have to. You can. The line is not clear at all. Yeah?
My name is Ade, calling from
Ade from Idiroko. Okay. All right. Please go on, sir.
I want to please. This is my own opinion to you, sir. Please, anytime they are this personally to it's especially your integrity, we love it. So don't go there, people who say I didn't take anything. And this where I come from to make ourselves comfortable. Right. Go back to our place to make it. Because if you go back to your place.
No. I keep saying I'm in Lagosian in and out, and nobody can accommodate everybody. So for people that are saying that, I think we should just ignore them. They don't know what they are saying.
I know, Mr. Friday, that's message is very strong. We are human beings. You are a human being. You are not a kid. I'm not a kid. I'm almost close to 6 that I'm talking to. Children, history. Even if there's no history in secondary school, in university, I called my children and told them the history from the one I was born. From the day I understand what right and the left. I told my children, and they have understood everything. So please, if my people, please let us. We are agreeing. If we decide to stay there for the next 5 years, everybody will be running come and beg us for everything. And from where I know what. So please, please, thank you, sir. I don't like. Only not say anything good to me.
All right, thank you so much. Well, if you have an opportunity in your state to advance, why not? But Lagos is for everybody. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, it's Mr. Sunday.
Okay, Sunday from
Ikeja.
Okay, from Ikeja. Make it fast, please.
Yeah, please. There was this. How do you call it? The president was the governor. Okay, and during his time, we're experiencing taxes. And the same president, when the same governor went as president now, becomes a levy upon each and every citizen of the country. Somebody is not producing. Somebody is not even providing anything. And you are taxing the person. If you go to the bank, you want to do transaction now, they will be cutting 14 naira, 15 naira in every transaction you do, every part transaction you do. And the level of tax now is really high. So somebody is not has not even gotten a work to do. You are not even producing anything, and you are paying the tax. Where is the money coming from? So these are the issues that the president and the governor are supposed to address, not by sending money to palliative. The money you are sending to these governors for palliative should be happened during Buhari now. And where is the money? It doesn't go to the poor people. Rather, what they do, they send it to local government. Those who are their brothers and sisters in local government, they share it, and they tell the people they have shared the money. And we have not seen all these things. Right. So the idea of palliative doesn't work. All right. They should leave all these things and give us what we need.
Okay, thank you, Sunday from Ikeja. All right, these are palliatives. I don't like palliatives, but I don't know. I think the government likes it. Nigeria
don't like palliative.
You think so? Prince Wise.
Thank you, my
round up, yeah.
This is listening. The sister Naira. If they fail to do this, I'm telling you, nothing good will come out of this president planning that are doing now. So, government must do this for us. You will not see stabilization of Naira. No. That's what that. And for I had to give 30 billion to every state. The state, in my state, even in Lagos, I never know the outcome.
That they give 30 billion. It was the Senate president that said it now. We're still waiting to.
I'm waiting for Mr. President to let us know if it is real. I'm telling you, me, our government are not helping the masses. They are more closer to us. Can't it now? We are talking of feeding ourselves, mechanizing farming. You have to buy a lot of tractor for the farmers to grow their food. It's a fertilizer, and they have to have some settlement. Some people running the street. If you can pay them a very good salary, they be at farm. I will say one thing very clear. It is government that bought the daughter of Nigeria out of the farm. That is 1973. When the president there said we have no money but have to spend, they not give a Udoja award. This there, people are moving to the city. They leave the flags. So we have fertile land in Southwest here. They must go back to the land. Farm settlement is the key. And that's what I'll say this afternoon.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Prince Wise. Yeah, I think we can still squeeze in maybe one or two more calls. There's this plenary soundbite, the Senate plenary on Tuesday. A very interesting one. I think what we're going to do, Joseph, is that we're going to leave the show. We're going to conclude the show today with that soundbite. I think it's just about, let's say, 3 minutes. So we'll leave our listeners with that as we conclude on the show. But I think we've had a very robust conversation. The PDP will be having their primaries today. Today is the D-Day for the
withdrawing.
You know that there are placeholders. you know when you have this kind of list, I saw the list and like who are the contenders and who are the pretenders here, Joseph? We have our spectators too. Okay, so there are spectators too when it comes to this. Because I know that I think the contenders here. I don't know how. Do you think Fᴏᴜᴜ will go all the way, or he's going to step down?
Well, politicians sometimes some they hear word well. Some they hear word well. But sometimes when you see some sound by see some environment, it's not.
You just keep to it.
Okay, you know what? Because to me, Dr. Philip, is very respectable, citizen,
son of the soil. He's on ground.
Respect him so much. He has been enjoying a lot of things from the state.
Support and patronage from the people.
As you a State House of Assembly, House of Rep, Deputy Governor. Me, I'm even looking for a councillor. I never see.
So you think he has gotten enough to...
And it was on the... He and the governor will be both sides when there's serious good book. Only God know what happened.
No, he said he feels betrayed. He said he feels betrayed.
You know how many people have been... Politicians, they betrayed them.
So he can't spring any surprises today. You don't think so?
No. They will not be surprised. See, the issue there is... Fuad.
What's your prediction? PDP primaries?
No, PDP primaries, they know that.
No, predict. Why not? I want to put you on the spot. These are the names.
The primary is
as good as...
It's as good as because a lot of people are queuing behind the governor.
Why?
A lot of people are...
That's still in position. You be say I don't know be Lagos.
But the way the governor is going about it, the fact is Obaseki actually tries so much.
Is it democratic dictatorship? Is that what it is?
Is PDP arrangement. Let me put it that way. It's PDP arrangement. But Fuad,
yes,
this is just my own appeal. I want to appeal to the president, people like you that are close to the president. Whether me, Oshomele, and the rest of them, do not allow anybody to come and take you in the front of any place for you to be embarrassed. You understand it? Edo people love this president so much, and they will respect him as the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. This is Edo affair. We will believe that Edo can sort the same out, because we are waiting for the party. Any party that is not disciplined, you
discipline them at the polls.
Polling will do.
But you want a free and fair contest, irrespective.
Free and fair, but on one condition: every party must bring a candidate from Edo Central, and that is.
But don't you think that is limiting? Because again, the other areas to have a right.
My grandfather has 3 wives. Among those 3 wives, there's one that did not know the Africa were issue of the male child.
The male child.
Before the man died, he did something that is so unique that even the lady, the woman, those late now, that did not have a male child, might even enjoy more than the other people that feel that, we have a male child, we feel that you are. So that's just what we are saying, that okay, out of the 3 senatorial districts, the Edo North have been enjoying, the Edo South has been enjoying, but this is not on our own. Let's just say, okay, Edo Central, bring one of your best, and so that you'll be part of the stakeholder in the state. You have brain, you have people that can equally contribute their quota to the development of Edo State. So let every one of us, Edo South, Edo North, let us wait. Let them make their mistake.
Okay, all right.
So for me,
you want the president to
the president to stay away,
stay clear
from Edo
politics.
So advise, is a member of the party, you can come to campaign or not insult.
Okay, all right.
So as I said, we are waiting. As soon as they finish their primary, there's a group coming out and said, you know what, whether at the police level, at the party level, we don't want problem.
Okay.
We want a very.
What's the name of that group again?
Edo is one.
Edo is one. Okay.
Edo is one. That is whether you are from.
Are you a part of that group?
I am part of that group.
Okay,
in fact, I am surely part of it. That we don't want any issue.
Edo is one.
Yeah, but preferably Edo Central should have the first opportunity to refuse. Say we don't want.
Okay, all right. At least that's opportunity. Then they can now say they don't want.
Then if they say they don't want,
it goes to that place.
I cannot say let me try.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you so much, Joseph Folosh. I had to drag you into the studio because I wanted that Edo conversation to be very, very rich. Matthew Okoduah had stepped aside. I think he also gave very brilliant contributions.
He's my brother.
He's Edo brother. And then Kelvin Iwafeli, thank you so much for also being a part of the show. We're going to conclude with this soundbite, and that is the Senate to probe Buhari's government. Emefiele over 30 trillion naira CBN loans. Now, the Senate on Tuesday resolved a plenary to probe how the 30 trillion ways and means loans of the Central Bank of Nigeria was obtained and spent by the administration of former President Muhammadu Buhari. Ways and means, for people who don't know, it's a loan facility through which the CBN finances the government's budget shortfalls. It's even different from supplementary budget, because this one is sharp emergency spending. You just quickly need it, and there are guidelines to these things. And what the Senate is saying is that, look, 30 trillion was mismanaged. The whole process was abused under Godwin Emefiele and the Buhari government. Now, very interesting soundbite. It started with Adams Oshiomhole talking about a whole lot of things, hardship in the land. Some senators also talking to issues of how things are tough before the Senate President and Ali Ndume started the back and forth. But this is where we leave it. We leave you with the soundbite. My name is Jᴏɪᴜ Fuhad. This is where we call it a day on Open Forum Mainland 98.3 FM. I'm sure the soundbite will keep your day interesting.
This issue of high cost of living is real. All of us here operate from the market, whether you go directly or you sell your relative or your stewards. My problem, sir, is that the agreements already reached between the federal government and Labour with regards to the 35,000 naira increase in salaries. I was told as of yesterday it was only paid twice. What is happening to the additional naira that is accruing to the federation account?
Even local governments, their grants, their allocations from the federation account has increased. They should also go out there, procure grains and distribute. What we have at hand is not the sole responsibility of the federal government to solve. The entire system must come together, must collaborate to make sure we do the needful.
Before we conclude this debate today, the rate of naira may have moved to 1,900. What does this suggest? We're in a state of emergency when it comes to management of our economy. Something must be wrong.
It is classified as obligation, 30 trillion. This debt overhang, Mr. President, is responsible for the problems we're having, which nobody says he knows the detail, how they spent that money. Outside 809-something billion, which this parliament, this senate approved.
We take from that 18 billion naira was not there, check the record. And as I said, number one, wait now, you cannot, I repeat, you cannot approve illegally. What they did was illegal. The Senate doesn't have the right. Let it be on record. I was not there. I was not there. Check the record. I was not there, but you were there. But I was not there. I was not there.
What the 9th National Assembly approved or ratified in terms of waste